Once Butch had rolled up around 3 in the morning and found the old fellow in his office, 2 bottles into a case of wine. Fibber would hook him up. He'd better. The shakes were back with a vengeance, so much so that Butch grabbed the wheel at 10 and 2 like a student driver. In an hour or so, he'd be right as rain, floating on air, dancing the hokey-pokey. But getting from here to there would be tough. There was no getting around it. He imagined himself splayed out in the truck bed, staring upward, all his worries washed away in the church of the summer sky. But not if I'm shaking like a goddamn pussy. The scent of approaching rain was heavy in the air as he rolled down Main Street, passing Eklund's Pharmacy and the burned-out remains of Charburger Castle. The humidity was high, warning of an impending downpour. Butch hoped it held off until he had finished his business. The flickering Fibber's sign blinked out as he approached. "Oh, come on," Butch spat. He pulled over in front of the store, cut the engine, and jumped from the truck, clipping the side of his tongue with his teeth in the process. Shit. Fibber's sported big glass windows in front and on one side, allowing for better viewing of its liquid treasures. The overhead lights were dimmed to about 1/4 of their usual brightness, a level at which they would remain until Fibber opened up the next day. Butch gave the door a yank and was surprised when it swung open. A loud bling sounded from within, followed by a yelp. "We're closed!" A scrawny young man in a Corona t-shirt bounded out of the darkness and stalked toward the door. He waved both hands in front of him as he approached, as if warding off evil spirits. "Where's Fibber?" Butch asked. "Hospital. Broke his ankle." The young man grabbed the door handle opposite the one Butch feverishly clutched. "You mind?" Butch licked his lips. "See, he usually lets me. I'm a regular, comprende? Then you know we close at 12. "Oh, come on." Butch felt heat rise up from his gut, felt his face go flush. He rattled the door, rattling the young man's arm as well. "Come on." The young man took a step back. "Dude, I'm just part-time. I don't need this hassle." "Okay." "I don't want to call the cops." "I said okay." Butch let go of the door and raised one hand while reaching into his pocket with the other. The young man tensed until Butch pulled out a wad of 10s and 20s, pilfered from Grammy Long's dresser, her bingo money. "You sure we can't work something out? Like I said, I'm a regular. Fibber and I go way back." "How'd he break his ankle, by the way?" "He was mowing and stepped in a gopher hole." The guy's eyes never left the wad of cash. "That's tough." Butch peeled off a 10, paused, and peeled off another. His hands had suddenly become remarkably steady. "What'll $20 get me?" "Lot less than 30. "30? You don't like it? Go on down to the Blind Rock and get yourself a $20 six-pack." "Fine, 30, Butch grumbled and added another 10. The young man deliberated a moment, loosed a deep breath, and gingerly took the money. "Gonna have to be a bottle from the bargain bin. Fibber don't keep track of those." "Sounds good. Let me just take a peek." The guy in the Corona shirt held up a hand, ordering Butch to stand his ground. He stepped to a large galvanized tub with a hand-printed sign that read "Bargain Booze," grabbed a bottle, and handed it to Butch. "Knock yourself out." With that, the man pulled the door closed. Butch heard the metallic click of the lock. He looked down at the bottle in his hands. Root beer schnapps. Little prick. By the time he turned the key in the ignition, Butch had already downed 3 large mouthfuls of the sickly sweet stuff. It burned his wounded tongue something fierce, but it made the itch in his throat stand down. It would do. It would get him through. Emboldened by the booze, Butch pulled a U-turn rather than take the loop around the square, and was soon heading north on Main Street, the lights of downtown receding behind him. He took another long draw of schnapps and swallowed fast, willing himself to empty the bottle before